Hey, what's going on, guys? Major League Shooter here. This video in particular is going to be a little bit different than some of the other videos I've done in the past. This one in particular is going to be my top choices on firearms that I would like to have if it would hit the fan. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Just keep in mind these are my personal opinions, so if you guys agree or disagree at the end of the video, please leave it in the comments below, and I would love to hear what your personal opinions are. So hope you guys enjoy. What's going on, guys? Like I said before, this is my top 5 for when stuff hits the fan type scenarios. Now keep in mind these are my personal opinions, as I've said it before, but without further ado, I'm just going to keep on grabbing. This is by no means is in any order. I'm just grabbing them as I'm going to speak about them for really quick. This particular firearm is a Mossberg a Mossberg 500. This is my actual go-to gun for home defense purposes. This has, the rails on the pump. I do have an AFG grip and a forward stop, making it very easy to rack rounds and everything like that. I do have the Burris Fastfire 2 with the UTG rail, an ATI stock with the side saddle on it, and a pistol grip. So this is a fantastic firearm. If you're this is what I recommend 100% for when stuff hits the fan. But let's say if you disagree with me having a Mossberg, and let's say you're a Remington fan, then by no means would I like to disagree with you. But I would recommend the Remington 870. I think that's a fantastic firearm. Oh, by the way, I have a heat shield on here too. You probably saw that already, but I think the Remington 870 is also a fantastic firearm. The only reason why I choose a Mossberg over a Remington is because of the ergonomics of this firearm. The safety is on top versus on the actual the side of the trigger. The pump release is on the side of the trigger right here, instead of being in the front up here like the Remingtons. But other than that, both firearms work pretty good, and I personally would recommend a Mossberg 500. Now, I think everybody should have an AR platform, but when stuff hits the fan, I think the AR-15 is a top choice for anybody. This one in particular is my Colt LE6920 M4. It does have the Magpul buttstock, the MOE by Magpul grip, GG&G foregrip, vertical foregrip. I do have the Magpul bad lever. I do have the the backup sights, and I do have an EOTech on here alongside with a Troy quad rail. These things are so awesome. The 5.56 or 223 rounds are actually very easy to find for the most part, and there's so much you can do to this firearm that you can adjust it and get it ready for whatever you feel comfortable with. You can have a flashlight, some night vision. You name it, your imagination is pretty much the end of this. And I do recommend, if you're gonna put some sights on it, to have some sort of backup sights, especially when stuff hits the fan. What if you drop your firearm and you break your scope or your red dot? You're gonna need backup sights. So the AR-15 platform is my choice. Now, what if you want to hit something from a distance? Then my answer to that is the Remington 700. This is this particular one is the Remington 700 Sps Tactical. It does have the Hogue overmold stock with the 20-inch barrel. It's a tactical barrel. This firearm is chambered in the 308, but I believe you can get it in the 223 as well. It has the XMP or the X Mark Pro trigger. It used to have, or it did have a recall for it, but you know, Remington acknowledged the recall, you know, fixed the problem, and this particular firearm is actually post recall, so the trigger works fantastic. The only thing I've done to this is put on some Harris bipods, but of course I am going to put on the scope, although I haven't done it yet. And I'm eventually one day I'm going to replace the Hogover mold stock. It feels great, feels amazing, but since this is a free floated barrel, you would assume that nothing would be touching it. But if you look closely on the side right here, it actually comes pretty close to shooting, to touching the barrel, which does affect accuracy, but I don't do that far distance shooting, so this works for now. I think right now all I want to do is get a nice scope, maybe a Nikon Pro Staff, but yeah, this is my choice for hitting something long range. Fantastic firearm. I recommend this to anybody, but if, let's say, you like Savage, then Savage also makes some fantastic rifles as well. Now, everybody should have a sidearm, and when stuff hits the fan, you don't know how long the situation is going to last, so I recommend something that's going to be very durable, and my choice for that is the Beretta 92 series. This particular one is the Beretta M9. It is battle tested, it is very durable, it's made out of steel and aluminum, I believe. And this is, like I said, this is a fantastic firearm. This was my sidearm in the Army for the entire time that I was in, and it does the job. It's battle tested, and there's a reason why the Army, or the entire military as a whole, chose to have this as their sidearm. And it's a fantastic firearm. Although a lot of people talk bad about the Beretta 92 series, I don't really have much bad to say about it, other than the trigger it's kind of tough sometimes when it's on double action mode. But when you have it in single action mode, it's a fantastic firearm, and I recommend this to anybody for when stuff hits the fan. So that's that. Oh, not to mention that the Beretta M9, or the 92 series period, is chambered in the 9mm, so it's very easy to find in, say, Walmart or any other of your gun stores or anything. That the 9mm Luger round is very common, very easy to find in stores, so that's another plus, making it very easy to stock up. Now, the last firearm that I want to talk about is probably, in my opinion, the most important firearm, and that is the Ruger 1022. A lot of people say, why a 22 long rifle? And the answer is simple. This would help put food on the table, especially around my area. There's a lot of little rabbits, a lot of little critters, a lot of small game running around over here in the desert. So this is perfect for hunting, that kind of stuff. And you know, at a close distance, a 22 long rifle will kill somebody. It's the same caliber as the 223 or a 5.56. Obviously, just the cartridge is a whole lot smaller, so it's not as powerful. But so at a long distance, it probably won't kill a person. But at short distances, if you have a well-placed shot, this probably will kill somebody. But I don't recommend it by any means for self-defense purposes or anything like that. But I do recommend it for putting food on the table when stuff hits the fan, because you just never know when you're going to need food. And not to mention, the 22 long rifle is a very, it can be hard to find. But on top of that, it's very cheap, and you can buy it, a lot of them for really cheap. But yeah, this is a very easy firearm to use. I recommend this to pretty much everybody, especially like preppers or anything like that. This firearm would really come in handy. So with that being said, that is my top 5 firearms. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and like I said before, I will want to hear your opinions. If you agree with me or disagree with me, why you disagree with me or why you agree with me, please leave it in the comments, and I look forward to hearing what you got to say. Thank you. As always, God bless you, and God bless America.